good news is the wind much calmer. There's hardly a wind out here, a breeze out here. Things are much calmer than what we saw a couple hours ago. Definitely some good news. A few hours ago, we were standing out here. The wind was so strong, it was actually picking up rocks and dust and hitting us. And my photographer actually had scrapes on his legs because it was so strong. Now, the other side story here, while we were out here, we actually came out here because the winds were so strong. We knew they were going to be bad on the south side. It flipped over 2 trucks within 20 minutes of us getting here. The first truck out here that we saw, this is the one on St. Rose Parkway. They're actually got the tow trucks at it now. They're gonna flip this back up on its upright side, move it out of here so these lanes can once again flow smoothly. The other truck was on Interstate 15 itself, right underneath the bridge of St. Rose Parkway. So 2 trucks right on top of each other. That actually cleared up at 5:35. They opened up the freeway once again, so the traffic is once again flowing very nicely down at St. Rose Parkway, but they're gonna get this cleared up. They're going to have the St. Rose Parkway cleared up soon here. They're going to have this once again upright. We're going to stay out here and let you know what's going on. But the other side of this is air travel. We have Chris King out at the airport. He's got more on that. Chris.
Hey, Dan. Okay, I want to show you something over here. You see this sign that reads caution jet blast? Well, there should be a sign out here that reads caution wind blast because it is still windy out here. Not as bad as it was about an hour ago, but it's still knocking us around. And if you take a look out in the tarmac, you're not going to see a whole lot of planes over here right now because it's very windy out here right now. They're spacing out the takeoff and landing of the planes. And that's because of the high wind, the high crosswinds, and the low visibility. Take a look up over the sky. You can see a lot of dark gray clouds over there. Normally, a lot of the things that you would see are being wiped out by the clouds. You're just now seeing the mountains kind of starting to peak out a little bit. But if you are going to be coming out here, make sure that you check with your airline first because from the last we were told there was a 90-minute delay. So make sure you check with your airlines before you come out to to fly out. And for more on what's happening in her neck of the woods, let's turn it over now to Leslie Marine. Leslie.
Hey, Chris, right now we are at the Monte Carlo where there has been some damage inside the casino. You can see down here there is a fire truck right here. We saw another emergency crew as well here in the area, but I want to get right to this picture that we were sent to by a viewer here in this area. They told us that there was crazy wind that actually blew into the casino. MGM has confirmed a construction wall blew into the casino there. This all happening near the food court area, right by that Starbucks there. At this point, MGM telling us that one guest was hurt with just minor injuries. The wind back out here live on the strip, not too bad. You are hearing emergency vehicles come through, but we don't believe it's for this incident here. At this point, guests have told us that it looks like things have resumed back to normal here at the Monte Carlo. But for more on what's happening over at the Palms, Brian Callahan. Brian, what's going on over there?
Well, Leslie, wind calmed down here on the ground, but you can take a look up. You can see that canopy or covering there flapping in the wind. We can actually hear it making the noise. You can also see that it's knocked out at least 3 windows up there on some of the top stories. To give you an idea, this is South Tower on the south side of the South Tower here. It appeared when we first got here, the photographer spotted some possibly glass falling from that. They do have the street running behind that tower closed off by Metro right now just because of the danger of possibly more glass falling, because that canopy continues to flap in the breeze, continues to keep banging against all of that glass. Again, you can see it has broken 3 of those windows at least up there right now. So police trying to make sure nobody below is injured by any falling glass at this point. But I understand Stephanie Zeppelin is also in a dangerous situation over on Koval. Stephanie?
Brian, we're live here at Harmon and Koval where some power poles fell down. Now, it was just a couple weeks ago that there were some power poles down over by the link on this very same street on Koval. And you can see this one here snapped clean in half. And if you look a little further down the street, there's one that's falling down. It's so low, it's almost touching the ground. And police say there was a bus back here that couldn't move. There were people stuck on the bus and they couldn't move because the power poles are down and there are live wires. They're also blocking traffic in the area. It's very congested here, and they're trying to keep people from turning down this street. And traffic is made even worse still because there are several traffic lights in the area that are out right now. So I would say avoid Harmon and Koval in this area of this part of town, this area behind the strip, at any cost if you can. Things are really backed up here. It took about 20 minutes just to get to this specific area from the freeway. So avoid it at all costs if you can. Live at Harmon and Koval, Stephanie Zeppelin, 13 Action News.